Well, happy to be back.
All right. It's Sunday, so what do we do on Sundays? Obviously, fucking
drink. Sunday fun day.
mimosas.
I know. I was just talking to my roommate, and I was like, because we're going to look at apartments after this. I was like, I'm about to be so saucy touring these apartments. Which is kind of fun. Like, that's all I do all week. So I'm like, ugh, I don't want to
That's actually kind of, that's fun though, because like apartment hunting can be kind of boring, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you're not driving, then you're good.
I know, right? I was like.
Do you drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a car. I'm not good at it. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty good.
You never know with the East Coast kids.
Fun fact, knock on wood. I have only ever been pulled over once in my whole life, and it was back home. And I immediately looked directly at the officer, like while he's walking up to my car. I was completely honest about it. He pulled me over because I was doing 75 in a 40 like zone.
Yeah, that's a little
I was like, that's
incriminating.
So bad. Yeah. And he walks out of the car. I'm like, are you Nick's dad? Like, because I recognized his last name, and Nick was in my sister's grade, so 2 years older. And he was like, depends on how you know my son. Like,
oh, he sells me weed.
Yeah, literally like, oh yeah, he's my drug dealer. No, I'm just kidding. But I was like, oh, I don't know him that well, but he's friends with my sister. And he was like, oh, who's your sister? And I said, Amanda. And he asked me to show him a photo of her. Like, I don't think he believed me.
You guys look so much, well, maybe at that point you didn't, but
this is like.
You look so much alike now.
Yeah. And so.
Well, I mean, obviously if you're next to each other, but it's like.
Yeah.
Photo-wise.
And he was like, do you have a picture with her or whatever? Like, I don't think he believed me. So I was like, that's kind of weird. So I get my phone. I'm like shaking because I'm so nervous. I was like, oh, I'm like screwed. Like he did like a U-E in the middle of the road to come pull me over.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so I pull up my phone to go show him a photo, and I had like my text on my lock screen or whatever. He's like, well, at least I know you weren't texting and driving. Yeah. And I was like, glory be to God. No. I was like, yeah, no, I never text and drive. I never do that. And so I show him a picture of my sister, and then he was like, you know, you were speeding, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was rapping Nicki Minaj, and I kind of got lost in the moment. And
I was feeling like a bad bitch going 85, you know,
down a back road. And he was like, okay, like, I'm just going to let you off with a warning. Like,
that's
whatever.
So nice.
Yeah. He's like, tell your parents I said hi. I was like, I'm never telling my parents. So I told them like 3 years later.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I have gotten pulled over so many fucking times, and knock on wood, still yet to get a ticket. Maybe I just look incriminating, or it was the car that I was driving. Yeah. I don't know. But I would get pulled over. Dude, my like freshman, sophomore, and like maybe junior year, I got pulled over consistently.
Really?
All the fucking time. Damn. Like all the time. Just for no reason. Like for no reason. And like I would just get pulled over for just driving too late. Yeah. And I remember one time I had a huge test coming up. And it was game day. So, unfortunately, I couldn't go to the game. Because it was like one of those Thursday games or whatever, you know?
Like the one a year that's super random.
Yeah. And so, I had to go to the library. And I lived on 6th Street, you know, right behind, what's the calzone place? On University. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So, the street right behind that. Right behind that.
Oh, okay. Which is super random.
Where that coffee place in Four Peaks is. That street, like right across.
Yeah.
So, anyway... So it was like walking distance to Noble Library. So I would go to Noble, and I spent all studying there all night. And so I'm coming back with my backpack on, with my little books and shit. And just instantly, dude, I crossed the street and just like, and then I just got stopped. And he's like, "What's in the bag?" And just fucking flashing flashlights. He's like, "What's in the bag? You've been drinking tonight? You've been drinking? What's in the bag? What are you doing?" I was like, "Dude, I was at the library." And he's like, "Oh yeah? Is that what you were doing? You sure you're not drinking?" It's like, well... We're at a university. Yeah. It's a weekday. I feel like it's not bad. And he's like, "What's in the bag?" I was like, "My books and a laptop." And he's like, "Well, let me see it." I was like, you kind of don't have the right to do that. Yeah. But I was honestly just so tired. Just want to go to bed. I had my test in the morning. I was like, "Dude, just fine. Here, look at it." And he looks at his fucking notebooks and, you know, a laptop. And he's like, "All right, you can go." But he was so, dude. I feel like they were just, whenever I've been pulled over, they've just been so excited Like cops just love it. They just get so excited to like bust. Like, oh, he's got a bottle of vodka in there and he looks young. I'm going to get him. And it's like, dude, I just have books. I got books.
That's so inappropriate though.
And so many other times too. I just like, I would be coming home late. I remember one time I went to dinner with some girl in like Chandler.
Yeah.
And I was coming back, we had a good night. So we stayed talking for a while and it was coming back and it was like 11:30 at night. And I'm pulling into my street and I get pulled over. He's like, what have you been doing? You been drinking? He's like, where are you coming from? I was like, dude, I was just fucking. It's like, what if you go see your parents and like you come back late? Like, maybe it was just the area there. I don't know, but dude, I would get I would get pulled over all the time, the time for nothing, and they would just be like, I'd be like, dude, I have like, here's my license, here's my registration. I literally just like came back from Cheesecake Factory, like let me go.
See, I like that's so like unfortunately that stuff happens to people all the time. You know what I mean? Like people like wrongfully getting like just like an assumption about them, whatever.
I don't think I look incriminating, but I guess I do.
Well, I feel like I am lucky. I feel like that's never even a thought in my mind. Just because I'm a young, like...
White girl.
Dude, blonde girl.
This is why you should have stayed in Jersey. You would have been so good for, like, pushing drugs. You know what I'm saying? You put them all over you, and you just walk right through the security.
Yeah.
Nobody would suspect it.
No one would suspect. That's
you get some nice clothes on, a big fur jacket,
I'm strapped up.
You would have been fine. You would have been fine. You know how to shoot a gun?
What?
You know how to shoot a gun?
I've never shot a gun before in my life.
We'll teach you and we'll start moving product.
Kill shot.
Yeah, you don't hold it like that. First lesson.
I'm like, yo. I feel like, I like, luckily it's a beneficial situation to be in where I'm not worried about that kind of stuff, but it's like, sucks. Like, I know my friend in high school, she would get pulled over all the time. And we were like, there's no reason like that this is even happening. And one of my good friends in high school, her dad is like a state trooper or whatever. And she one time like got pulled over by this cop and he basically was like hitting on her, like had been following her and then like had asked her for like her numbers, like something while he had pulled her over, like super out of line. And I remember she like went home and told her dad, and her dad went straight into the police department, was like, I want his badge number, like whatever, like was, because it's like, that's so crazy. Like, why would you even, what the heck?
And like, you know what's funny is like, somewhere out there, some dude did that and it's like a romantic, magical story.
Yeah.
How did you meet?
Miss Officer by
he pulled me up.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah. There you go.
Pulled me out the Rover.
There you go. There you go, dude. Oh, man.
That's so crazy. Yeah. No, I always get nervous too. I got a ticket the first time though. I did.
You did?
I did. This is actually kind of funny. I was speeding a little bit, not like dramatic.
No, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A couple dozen miles over.
Well, and I got
in a school zone. No big deal. No big fucking deal.
I got a letter in the mail.
It was an elementary.
It was one of those light, like
the picture
cameras.
ones,
yeah.
Dude. Yes.
And in the picture, I'm literally looking, and I knew my outfit. I was like, oh, this is right before waste management. Like we were on our way to Dana's, and I'm looking at Audrey. I'm like in the photo, like I'm not even looking at the road. I'm just like, what? Something crazy. And I got a ticket for running a red light. And it came in the mail. And then I was like, I'm not paying this. What the heck? Because apparently it's not like an official ticket unless you're physically served a copy of the ticket. Mm-hmm. And so like a week later, I'm talking about it. My sister's in town at this point, and she's like getting ready. Bez comes in the apartment mad. She's like, what the F? She's like pissed off. She's like, I just got a ticket in the mail, like blah, blah, blah. Same light, same lane. Yeah. Literally it was McDowell or Scottsdale Road. Like same light, same place. And she got the exact same like red light ticket.
Oh, fuck. Dude, yeah, you gotta be careful up there. Those little flashy things. I've gotten flashed so many times. You know what's kind of crazy is like I've been flashed so many times, but it's scary to know because if you're in traffic, you never know if it's you or the person behind you, or like what's the deal. So luckily, knock on wood again, I've never gotten a ticket, but
yeah,
I've been flashed, but it might have been somebody behind me, Did I ever tell you the story about when I got arrested? Because I didn't get arrested, but they like.
What does this mean? What does that mean?
All right, so it was my 21st birthday.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, and so my birthday fell a day before 2 other KA's birthdays. And we were all turning 21. We were all good buddies.
So it was crazy.
And so I was like, all right, well, I'm going to hold off a day. I wasn't too butthurt. And we'll throw like a banger together.
Yeah.
Like all 3 of us. And then we will all go out. Because there's more of a chance that like, you know, because we were all, it was Basil, me, and Dom, Alex Sakata.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if you know.
That's like a good group.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like we're all friends, but we're all kind of different, you know? Like we all kind of hung out with like different little subgroups or whatever. So then everybody could
Everyone
but we're
will
all
just
part of
go.
the same fraternity. So it's like everybody would get together. And it turned out great. But Basil got way too drunk. So we make it to the first place. We went to Q Club. He's sitting there just, you know, just gone. So he couldn't even take his first shot before he was shuffled out. And then when we roll up, Dom.
I used to work there. Isn't that so weird?
You worked at Q Club? Mm-hmm. Really? I love Q Club.
I know.
They got good drinks. They got strong drinks.
It was a good.
But basically, when that happened, it was like we rolled up and Alex is like running the other way. And there's like a group chasing him. Like just like he's like sprinting. I was like, is somebody getting shot? What's going on? And it was like crazy. And so when I got there, we have like ritual shots, you know? Mm-hmm. And so the 2 dudes had one of them was too drunk, the other one left for whatever reason. Oh, yeah. So I had to take everyone's shots. So by the time we got to our second bar, I was just gone.
Dunzo, out for the count.
And so I don't know if you ever met Goose, but he was like a good buddy. His name was Gustavo.
Oh wait, maybe.
we had the same last name. He was like a dark dude.
I think like randomly.
He was like ripped, kind of short. But anyway, so we're really close, and he rolled in kind of late from work, and we're at Casa, and he rolls in right as we're leaving, and we're crossing the crosswalk from Casa to that what's the clothing place?
Pattaya or Urban
Outfitters. So we're crossing there, and he comes up, and he's like running up, and he's like, Eddie! And I was like, Goose! And we like come up, and he like, you know, give like a little bro hug, and he's like one of my good friends, so he like grabs me in like an aggressive way and like gives me like a noogie type, and the cops just automatically thought he was assaulting me. What? So we were fighting.
Yeah.
So next thing I know, we both get tackled, like straight up tackled onto the ground. Like my head hits the ground in front of the Urban Outfitters.
What the heck?
The cop has him like down on the ground, like face down on the ground. He's got his knee on his neck, just like straight up, just pushing him down. And I'm being pushed up against the window of the Urban Outfitters, handcuffed. And I was like, what the hell is going on? We were with a huge group of people. Yeah. So everybody's like, what are you doing? Wait, stop. Like, blah, 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 blah. The last thing I remember, and this was just because I was so drunk, I was blacking out. The last thing I remember was sitting there, and my friend's like, wait, stop. They're brothers. They're brothers. And apparently somebody had the brilliant idea, I think it was my buddy Tyler, because we have the same last name. Yeah. And he's like, they're half brothers. They got the same dad, different mom. They're brothers, so they're like very aggressive with each other. And you know, it's just guy stuff. Yeah. But it's just, I honestly think it's because he's really, really dark and I'm really, really white, that they thought he was like assaulting me. And he's like my best friend. And so the last thing I remember is me handcuffed, like looking on. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Like that just took a turn for the worse. Yeah. By far. Yeah. Sobered you up. But
well, no, it didn't, because I was gone. I was like, you know, and like it catches up with you. It was catching up. Yeah. And that was the last thing I remember. And they were just like, no, they're brothers. And they believed us. I don't know if they believed us or if they just let it go. But like, yeah, nothing happened. They let us both go.
Well, the thing is, too, it's like you have the same last name. How are you going to tell me this isn't my brother?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always think
and he's older than me, too.
I'm like, how? Because one day, or like 2 of my good friends, first time I met them, were trying to convince me that they were like brothers, like from North Carolina. And I was like, I don't think you are. Because they didn't like look that much alike, but I was like, I don't think you are. But I was like, who am I to tell you that that's not your brother? Like, what am I, like, how would I even say? Like, I was like, all right, okay, I guess you are.
Yeah, there's really no way to tell. Like, some people you could tell, like, because they look alike. Yeah. But, like, if they don't, you can't say no.
I'm not going to tell you that's not your brother. Like, I have no idea.
Are you hungry? I kind of want some wrap snacks. We got these, and I've been looking at, I've never had them. I just want to
Every single time you eat a chip, you have to say an ad lib. Mama!
Big whoa.
Are they good?
They're kind of too sweet for my taste.
Really?
I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Very powdery. Now, this isn't even a podcast. It's a food critic show.
More.
Super powdery. I feel like I'm still eating a chip, but I'm just simply not.
I don't know.
The bag's dope.
A bag? I was about to say, I'd frame the bag. It's like a cool picture, but it's weird because, like, I know what a sour cream and onion chip tastes like, but then it tastes a little different because it's got
it's not like really
dab
salty.
of ranch. Yeah, it's like sweet.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I like salty things. I like love.
Yeah, I'm like much more of a salty person than I am like sweet. Like I really eat dessert, but
when I was younger, I used to. So I have like a garden at my house, and me and my sister would go pick the tomatoes and eat them like apples, and we would just pour salt on them. We'd eat the tomatoes like apples.
Holy shit! I don't like tomatoes like raw like that. So, I mean that's weird to me, but.
If you put like salt on watermelon, it makes it taste like a literal piece of candy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't taste like
tomato.
Salty at all. It tastes super sweet like a candy. I don't know what the situation is there, but like I'm not mad about it. My mom does it, and I was like, "You're weird," but whatever.
So we're at the point of the show now that I feel like we should officially designate your alter ego, because like you just heard mine.
Yeah.
Well, so after I almost got arrested. We ended up going to Moonshine, which isn't around anymore.
Yeah,
and
like, what
apparently,
where was that?
Moonshine is where the lodge is. No, not the lodge. What's the one by Blasted Barley, which is also gone now?
Cabin.
The Cabin. That's where it used to be. Anyway. Yeah, my buddy said that like they took me there and we were all hyped up. It's like, that was crazy, you just got out of it. And I was like, it's really fun. And then that they gave me a drink and I like killed it and I just grabbed it and I fucking threw a glass bottle on the ground. I was like, I feel like a mongoose is what I said.
Oh my goodness.
And the guy was just like, he's out, he's done.
He's done for the count. Wait, done. So is Mongoose your alter ego?
No.
Kind of fun.
Well, the reason why
name.
is because I slur my words a lot. I'm like a slur. So they call me Slurt Bertman. Because my name's Edbert. That's like my real name. So it's like Slurt Bertman is like my alter ego.
See, I'm not I mean, I do slur sometimes. I feel like whenever I'm like super hammered, I'm like, ooh, what? Like
because it's like you're kind of
slow
Cali, but you're not at the same time.
Everyone thinks I'm from California when they meet me.
Well, it's because you're tan and blonde.
And it's literally all fake. No. It's not real. I really don't look like this.
I mean...
Well, I really look like this. I look crazy right now.
you're a dirty blonde, and you just fake tan. Which I guess... Do you fake tan?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm very in the self-maintenance.
What's the fucking difference, though? You fake tan, you real tan. You're still getting a tan. I don't care.
You're still tan?
Like,
Thank you.
Who gives a fuck?
For understanding.
I mean... I guess it's like
one time I just
don't get veneers because they look so whack.
I just actually got a really weird text yesterday. Someone was like, this guy was like, I'm doing the funniest thing right now. I was like, what? And he's like, I just got a spray tan. So that's a question in itself. Is spray tans for boys a thing? Because I know male like fitness models do it all the time.
I mean, I've never gotten a spray tan. I also just like.
Would you be intrigued to get one?
No. I don't really care though. I feel like I don't know. It's like I can definitely see like a girl. It all has to do with like beauty standards and shit. Like it's like
I think you can be a super pale guy
in Japan. Yeah, in like Japan, pale is nice, but here tan is nice. So it's like for girls, like a tan girl is like what's considered attractive.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that a pale girl can't be. But like
proven that like it's like something I've read this in like Cosmo or something like super random. Don't quote me on that because I don't actually know where I read it. But apparently guys are more attracted to the scent of vanilla. One, so vanilla is like a very attractive scent for a woman to have. And then tan lines. So not even necessarily being tan, but seeing the difference of like the color is
really
what men find very attractive. Up in this magazine. I'm like, I'm not about to sit here.
You're like farmer's tans then?
Paint around my bathing suit for me.
Well, I feel like then it's like a natural one, I guess, because it's like you see tan lines, but farmer's tan's a tan line, but I don't usually think that those are attractive or that girls consider those attractive on men. I don't know. I wouldn't care, but it's like, it's not something that I like value. Like, I don't care if I'm tan or not, so it's like, I feel like here I'm like pretty tan or whatever, but like, obviously like my legs and like my stomach are super pale. Yeah. Cause it's just like, whatever,
Yeah, that's how my dad is. He always has like a farmer's tan, but he's like very tan on his arms, and then the rest of his body's literally pasty white.
I feel like too, like a lot of the tannest guys I know end up getting crackly at like when they're old, because it's like a lot of people who do a lot of work outside. Yeah, they get really tan, it's like and then they crack. Leathery, like their skin gets very leathery. So I feel like, I mean, maybe that's attractive to girls. I don't fucking know, but
picking an alter ego, my alter ego right now is a very bronzed goddess, because I will never obtain that level.
Oh, it can't be positive. But you can call me the bronzed Barbie, the bronzed babe. No, it doesn't work that way. Because your alter ego, and I fucking know your alter ego, it is not a beautiful bronze like, hi, it is a fucking bitch.
I'm a fucking bitch. That's my alter ego.
Yeah, like my favorite story, like, if I had to define you in like one story, it would be LA when you
threw up in the hotel.
No, we went. No. That was before the same night that you threw up in the hotel. But when we went out to that bar, we went to that burlesque bar, and you supposedly met the drummer from the Congos. Me and Natalie. Which I didn't see him. Well, I did see him for a little bit. When I threw up. We went out, and everyone's pretty drunk, and we're trying to go, and this guy is holding your hair, and you're just yakking. And there's like 9 of us, and nobody's paying attention to you. Bez doesn't give a fuck. Gina doesn't give a fuck. Natalie doesn't care. I'm just looking at you laughing, Snapchatting it. And he looks at us, and he's like, hey, like, your friend needs help. She's drunk.
Like, and we're just fine.
Like, no, she's fine. like she's puking, like, and you're just like, ah. And we're just like, dude, no. Trust me, she's fine. Like, if Shannon isn't talking, then we have a problem. Yeah. But like, you were and he was trying to help you, and you were just like, fuck off. You were just pushing him back. This guy's trying to be so nice, hold your hair, and you're just like, just reaching all over the street.
You know what? So obviously I get a little crazy sometimes, whatever. But crazy. Every single time I've ever seen a video of myself throwing up, like after drinking, I'm like, how does my body hold that much fluid? Like, where does it go? You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen someone actually just like, oh, you've seen me, but throwing up in general, like after a day of drinking or whatever, you're like, where was all of that held?
I'll be honest, I don't focus on it that much. Like, I see you're throwing up, and I just kind of
I think about it. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. Like, that's like the most insane thing ever.
I mean, if you think about it, like, look at this. Like, you and I have finished like both of these bottles. Like, that's a lot of liquid.
Where does it go? You know what I mean?
Probably in your bladder.
Yeah, but then you go to the bathroom. Like, I get that, but I'm like, what the heck?
No, I know.
Like, sometimes I go out and I'll be like super drunk when I get back, and I didn't go to the bathroom once that night. It's like, where am I holding this?
Maybe that should be your alter ego.
Where is it?
The Yack Queen.
Yack Queen.
Yack. Literally. Do you throw up every time you drink?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm not right now.
All right. Well, true.
I actually, the last time I got sick from drinking was in the beginning of the year, beginning of the semester, and it was after a day party.
I have not thrown up from drinking in years, but like, I remember when I was younger, I would just like force myself to puke because like it would make me feel better. You know, like right before, like
when
the
you
end of
wake
the
up
night.
in the morning, you're like, oh, I don't like. It's so crazy. I was so drunk last night, but you threw up everything. You don't even feel sick. You're like, oh, I'm ready to go.
And I had such a bad thing with like mixing, where it's like, I would always drink beer to start off the night, and then I'd end up drinking hard alcohol, and so like I would just puke it up just because it's like, you get all and so you just yak it out. But I don't know.
Yack Queen.
Besides puking, what else you got? You like Yack Queen? Yack Queen.
What else do I like?
Yack Queen.
I don't like throwing up.
I mean, who does?
Whatever.
Maybe Steve-O.
Like, oh, I look great right now. Thank you. No, but what else do I like? I like
yelling at people.
Setting it straight.
Going
I'm a big
into
confrontation person.
big confrontational. I mean, you're just so Jersey, dude.
Born and raised.
Yeah, so gross. Why is that a thing?
Years,
Why is that a thing?
Years.
It's so funny how that's like such a huge stereotype.
It is a huge stereotype.
But I don't know a lot of people from Jersey.
You know, there's a lot of people out here from New Jersey. I feel like I met a new person from Jersey probably twice a week, every single week of freshman year.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you from?
I don't know. Like, besides you, I can't really. I mean, maybe I knew this kid, Jimmy. But he's.
Jimmy.
Yeah, you know Jimmy. Jimmy Bile.
Jimmy.
He's from Jersey, but he was always more like, we'd always talk about New York, you know? So
yeah.
He's a huge Yankees guy.
It really is. North and South are actually two different states. Like, people don't appreciate the fact that it's very different. Or North is very like, you know, city, like super close to New York, whatever. Way more people live there. A lot of developments, like for houses. Where South is very like, rural. Everyone has acres of land and it's very rural. And like, it's like just very, very different. So it's, I don't know. Like, I grew up in a really small town that had a preschool there, no other school.
How big was your graduating class?
From high school, 150 kids, I think.
Mine was like mine was like 1,100, dude.
Yeah, and mine was 150, and it was literally like from 8 sending districts. So it was like I graduated middle school with probably 50 or 60 kids.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I always grew up in huge cities, so it's like my class was 1,100 kids.
Mine was so small. My whole school didn't even break 1,000. I think we had 800 kids in my whole school.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Mine was at least like 3 or 4. And we only had 3 grades.
Which was, well, that's really crazy. I can't even imagine going to a school like that. That's why I like wanted to go to such a big school when I came out here. But yeah, it's good and it's bad. It's good because, you know, when your kids are out, you know exactly who they're with and you know their families. Like, you're not really worried about it. But it's also kind of bad because it's like a super small bubble. It's just like a bubble. Like, there's a big problem with like heroin and that kind of stuff because people just stay there. They never leave. Like, I would be in middle school and my teachers would be like, oh, I remember when I taught your mom or your aunt or your uncle or whatever. Like, and my family my family moved there. But all my friends, like their mom, their dad, their cousins, their aunts, their uncle, everyone was the same teachers.
Yeah, know each other.
So it's like hard to like kind of come up with your own identity when like you're consistently compared to other people. Yeah,
that's crazy because it's like, that's so far from like what I experienced because in huge cities, I mean, I went to high school here. So, and then, you know, LA, obviously fucking massive. So I just like, have always felt like just if you don't make a name for yourself, then you're just one and the same.
Yeah.
And you're forgettable. So you gotta fucking be crazy or you gotta be loud or you gotta be this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To like differentiate yourself and make people remember you or else nobody's gonna fucking remember you.
Yeah.
Which is the complete opposite of what you say. Yeah. Because there's millions of people that people see every day and, you know, I'd be amazed if my second grade teacher remembered who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
It's nice. Well, I think, too, in a situation like that, it's really nice to, you know, have the option to be forgotten, which is, like, super, like, sounds really weird when you say it, but, like, it was almost like if you were to mess up, which obviously I'm no like saint. I've messed up so many times in my life. Like,
who doesn't?
But when I was younger in high school, it was harder. Like, I was in a really weird phase. I was like super just depressed and not happy. I hated where I was from.
Very emo. We've all been there.
Kind of. I was like, oh, I want to cut my hair like one of those Never Shout Never girl groupies.
I had black Bieber hair, dude.
Yeah.
Black jeans, black skater, fucking skinny jeans. I feel that.
It's nice to have the option to be forgotten, though, because it's almost like, okay, you make a mistake, you move on. It's not talked about every day, but in a situation where you're from like a school where it's super small, like where I grew up, it's like... that you mess up, it's literally on a stage in front of people and no one will ever forget it.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because there's a lot of stuff that happened in like my high school, but then there's so many people, like you'd hear about something, you'd be like, all right, whatever. It's, man, you know what's crazy is like, do you watch Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Did you see the new ones?
I haven't seen the new ones yet, but Bez told me I need to watch it.
All right, I'll spoil one for you.
Okay.
Not really spoiler, but so in the second one, it's like about this guy who like kidnaps this dude and then they have like a standoff, you know? And they essentially accentuate and like focus on, you know, the kidnapper, the kidnappee, the cops, like all that stuff. So it's like for them, this is like the most important day of their lives, especially the kidnapper because he's got this whole story or whatever. This is like the most important, impactful, crazy day of their life. Everybody involved in the situation is like, this entire episode is super tense and like whatever. And at the end, they just show a bunch of random people getting notifications on their phone about the story and then just being like, oh, okay. And like moving on with their day. And it's like, I mean, I don't really like Black Mirror. I think it's kind of fucking overplayed, especially since, like the first 2 seasons were really good, the BBC ones, and now they're just kind of like, ugh. But I watched it because Staley does. And I looked it up and like, that's what the directors were trying to say. Like, you will think that it's like the most important day of your life and this huge event will be so impactful, and then people won't give a shit because it's just another little tiny story or whatever, and they'll just look at it and be like, oh, okay, move on. Oh, 2 people got shot. All right, move on. Oh, somebody fucking, all right, whatever. And like, I feel like my school definitely had that then, like in that sense of like, if you fucked up and you did something crazy, all right, whatever, you know, it's fucking 4,000 kids. Somebody else will do something crazy and oh, okay, hours. Whatever. And like, you forget about it. Yeah. You don't care, you know? And it was crazy. Like, I mean, you see people and you're like, oh, remember what that person did? It's like, I don't actually. Yeah. Like, it's just, I
wanted that. Like, it's so crazy because in that situation, I mean, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be like completely content with like, oh yeah, like I want people to know my business. I don't want people to know my business. You're never going to find a happy medium of it. Mm-hmm. But in that situation, that's like what I was like, oh, I want that. And I thought about like when I was thinking about applying to schools, I only applied to big schools. I applied to Penn State here, Ole Miss, and UW-Madison. And so I was like, if I can't find a friend at ASU, like the biggest school in the country, like I'm actually the problem. You know what I mean? And then I came out here and it's completely different. I think that's why I have like I would never move back to the East Coast. Like I would never, I don't think. So it's a
different lifestyle.
Yeah, I think it's very much so like the best way I could describe it is like East Coast to me. I love that it's like they value family and that kind of stuff. They're very loyal. Like I love that. Out here, it's like harder to be confrontational because people like to just, you know, let it pass by and they don't really stand up and like say something. Like it's just, it's known, but it's not talked about.
It's kind of weird to say, I feel like, because I don't mean it as a derogatory term because I'm a West Coast kid. Mm-hmm. Like when people say, oh, you want to move to Chicago, you want to New York. No, not for me. Like I want to stay in the West Coast. But like, you know, Texas is probably like the farthest I would go. But I feel like there's more pride in the East Coast than the West Coast. If I could say that in like a non-derogatory word. Because like people, there's more history and there's more family so and they're more rooted. And like, it's more of a pride thing where it's like, well, you're going to fucking make fun of me. Like, I've been here for this long and like, fuck you. Yeah. As opposed to like, you know, I was watching that show Barry the other day and he's like, oh, are you from LA? She's like, no one's from LA. Yeah. Everyone's, you know, well, that's from somewhere the thing too.
I think families hold so much pride in being from the East Coast because it's such a melting pot area. But it's like people like, you know, when they came to America, like they come in through Staten Island, like they literally just like sent it, didn't have anything to their name and built their legacy there. You know what I mean? So it's so much pride of like your family like literally fought for like what you have now, even though it was hundreds of years. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like there's like pride in that. But I will say the thing that I do prefer over the East Coast and the West Coast is that people, you know, like out here, people are working to make money. Like people spend their lives trying to make money. They want more. They want these big lavish houses. Like they want all these things. They spend their whole lives working for it. And then they leave this world and it goes to someone else, you know? Yeah. Where I feel like on the East Coast, people make money to live life. So it's like they, you know, it's like it's way more humble.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it.
It's like they make their money to live their life, not spend their life making their money.
Yeah. The West Coast is a lot more materialistic.
Like what you can get, like what flashy car do you have? Like it's a car, you know?
Yeah. It's a lot more showy.
Yeah.
I feel that though.
I didn't know. I had no idea what Lululemon was before I came to ASU. I had no idea. I'd never even
I'm pretty
heard
sure
of
it
it.
only got famous while we were at ASU.
I literally had never even heard of it. I was like, what? You spend $99 on leggings, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, I get mine from Forever 21.
What are you wearing now?
Forever 21.
Oh, let's go, dude.
No, I think these are actually Lulu. But
Oh, you fucking bitch,
oh,
dude. Oh, no.
But
Oh, my God.
But yeah, I think it's just so different. Like I would have never gotten lip injections if I wasn't in Arizona. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Like I told my friends from home, they're like, "You're getting what?"
And I feel like that is normal here.
That was so normal.
Like no one really gives a shit.
I felt like I needed to do it. You know, I felt like I needed to go out.
That's funny that you say that because it's like, I don't know, maybe other guys do it, but for me, like, I would never have noticed. Like, I don't notice that shit. Like, I even, maybe I'm just an idiot, but I still have a hard time, like, what's a fake boob and what's real. Like, if they're, like, out in the open, then, like, yeah, it's easier to tell. But, like, when a girl has, a shirt on, like yours, and, like, Sally's like, that girl has fake boobs. And I'm just like, how can you tell?
Yeah.
I can't tell. Like, I can't.
I think, you know, it's so crazy, too, because, like, it's so you can see it too on social media. Like my social media from where I was at in high school, obviously it's different now that I'm older, but even my friends from back home, I'm like, ugh, like why would you post? Like I literally judge. I judge all the time. I'm like, that's so crazy that I even care about someone's social media. So it's just different, but
that shit's so whack and we get so like roped into it. Like,
yeah,
like
you edit your photos.
I never had.
Like,
oh my God, when I figured out what Facetune was, dude, that changed my life.
I have an editing app
for the worst. Like not because I don't use it, but I didn't even know that was a thing. So it's like I know like people edit their photos or whatever, but I didn't know how easy and the extent it was to like push in your hips and to make your fucking teeth whiter and do all this stuff.
I have to show you this. The other day my friend didn't believe me that my friend didn't believe me that I was good at editing photos. She's like, there's no way that you edit your photos or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I do. You should see before and after some of my photos. I'm like,
I would love to see that. You know what the one thing I can tell from your photos? Do you edit your eyes?
No, but I always, whenever I take selfies, I use a filter on Snapchat.
Okay, because your eyes look huge.
Really?
Yeah, I mean you have big eyes because you have a slim face.
Yeah.
So your eyes, like I have a big face but really small eyes. You know,
okay.
And you have the opposite.
Really,
you have a really slim face and huge eyes.
I edit my eyes, but I mean I don't think I ever have. But whenever I post a selfie, it's always with a Snapchat filter before I even edit it.
That's probably
it looks
why.
Like they look like glossier, like glossed over. That's
because sometimes I look and your eyes look huge, and I was like, am I just tripping?
Oh, you're about to trip when you see this transformation. I'm kind of hyped.
I'm so down. You're gonna have to send these to me so I can put them up.
So this is, I just did it of a girl that I know, but scroll. I don't know the camera really sees.
Oh, okay.
Like scroll the next one.
Oh shit!
Isn't that crazy what you can do?
Oh shit!
Isn't that crazy?
And you just did this?
I just did it for fun because I enjoy it. I was like, I'll edit whoever's photos.
That's nuts.
Right? And you would never know she would have posted that second one instead of the first. You would never know.
That's nuts. You did it for her?
No, I just did it.
Oh, you just did it for fun?
At work. I was like, I specifically could remember it. This is so kind of trash. But I was at work and someone asked me if I edit photos because I do social media marketing, like for my job.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I edit all my photos. Like these are the apps I use, whatever. And I think if you think someone's not editing their photos, then you're in the dark because everyone edits their photos.
Oh, yeah, see, because I didn't know that until like I figured out what that was. And I was like, oh, shit. Like now because I don't know. You just don't.
I always edit my nose in photos.
You don't focus on it because it's like everybody has things that they don't like about themselves. But it's like, to me, like if I look at somebody, it's like a yes or no. You know what I'm saying? It's like that girl's pretty. That girl's not. Mm-hmm. Like you're pretty in different ways and other girls would be pretty, but like to me you're still pretty, like both of you. So it's like, you know, you're not ugly. Like it's either they're not, they yes or they are. So it's like to me I don't give a fuck. And I'm not going to notice when I look at you like right now and then you post a picture I'm like, oh, her nose is different. Like I don't notice that, but I think girls do.
Oh yeah,
because girls definitely
it's very easy. For like a girl I think it's just, well, it's so annoying, and I talk to the girls too about it. I'm like, why do I even give a shit? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think about like like I used to have my Instagram, so I don't know if you can do this, but I used to have my Instagram as like a business page kind of thing.
Sure.
So when you basically have your Instagram like that, it'll show you exactly how many people bookmark your photos, what your interactions were, how many people scrolled past it and didn't like it. Like it shows all the statistics of Instagram. It shows you the full market.
Yeah, the info.
Yeah, and so I had it like that for a while, and then I would post photos and like it wouldn't get any engagements or like whatever. And I was like, I would question like, do I not look as pretty in this picture as I do in my bikini picture I just posted, you know? Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, I'm taking it off of this like form of it. Like I just want it to be like a normal thing where I don't see anything. Because I was like, if I'm posting a photo, it's because I feel I loved that moment. It's like a memory I want to share.
Yeah, it's like I was having fun.
Yeah, it's
that's
like,
the way I view Instagram. Yeah. It's like modern scrapbooking. Like, I look at my own Instagram more than anybody else's.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I love looking at it because it's like I want to share this moment with the world. Like I had that much of a fun day, whatever. So it's like, why would I even care if Karen down the road I met second grade liked my photo? Why do I care? You know? So it's like a mental health thing. I was like, screw that. So,
it's fun. No, yeah. I mean, it's not our fault. It's just kind of the world we live in. Like, like a lot of people do that. A lot of people are like, well, shit. Like, and I remember when I first got an Instagram, oh my God, I got so fucking sucked into it.
Yeah.
I cared about my likes. I cared about like going to places and I'd be like, all right, where can I get a good Instagram? Like I would show up to a city because I travel quite a bit. And I would show up to a city and the only thing I would be thinking of is like, where can I get a good Instagram? And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. What are you doing? Enjoy the time you're here. Like
you'll get that photo.
You'll get a photo. Yeah. And then if you don't, who cares? And it was funny, like when I first started dating Staley, she would bother me and she would pester me and she would be like, are you going to post a photo? That's a really good photo. Why don't you post it? And then I was just like, I just don't care anymore. Like, to me, if it's not funny and like all of my captions are like stupid and they're like two-way jokes that nobody else understands except for the person who I tagged in it.
You're with.
And I don't care because to me, I'm going to look at it and think, oh, I remember that. That's funny. And people don't get it and I might get small, like no likes, but I don't care because it's like, I like it. It's like the same reason I'm doing this. Like, am I probably going to get like blow up? Am I going to get 1 million viewers?
Heck yeah, I'm here.
Probably not. Probably not. But like, if I do, great. If I don't, who cares? Because it's like, we had a fucking great time. Shame on you for not
trying, you know?
Yeah, no, but it's
and
like,
it's fun too because now you have these memories of like conversations. Yeah. Like people are so like
we've been reminiscing all fucking day.
Yeah, we've just been chilling, hanging out. Like it's like in 40 years, you will still have this to be like, oh, fuck yeah, I forgot that even happened. But now I'm listening to a conversation I had with someone. And it's like funny that it's brought back. Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for probably like 4 years now. I've always been like wanting to do it. But it's so easy to say you want to do things than it is to actually put your work out there for someone else to critique it. Like I am a bold person in general, but like being bold on that platform, like
yeah, it's tough.
Not as funny as I think I am.
you got to just do it like because you like it. That's what I'm saying. It's like I do it because it's like I want to hang out.
The trigger on it and did it.
I want to hang out with my friends, and like you and I are pretty good friends, but we just run in different social circles. Yeah, like that's just the plain truth, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just like, you know, if we can hang out once or twice every month, like just you and me. It's fun because we're probably going to see each other at some point at a bar or at something. Like I saw you at graduation, but you were busy. Yeah. You were doing your own thing. And like, I was like, oh, hey, Shannon. You were like, oh, hey. And like, that's it. But it's like, we're closer friends than that. But it's like, you're busy and I'm busy and shit happens. Mm-hmm. So,
you know, it'd be a fun idea. Is I did this one time with one of my girlfriends, Lulu. Shout out, love her. But we were like, let's do a bar crawl, just us. Like, let's go out.
Just you two?
Just us two. We'll create a map of the day. We started at Postino and we literally laid out just signature drinks on Mill because it was right before graduation. We're like, we're going to do pictures at Postino. We're going to do car bombs at Rula. We're going to make our way down Mill, paper out at Handlebar, like all these bucket at Cos, all these fun things. So like, let's do it. So every single time we stopped at a bar, I'd put my phone in the middle of the table and record like a memo or whatever, but like just our conversations. So I have our conversations from like us sober talking about doing it at Postino. And then
getting
8 hours later and the way our conversations changed, like how much more open we were with each other. And we were like, Ooh, that's so crazy. Literally, what? Like,
and then to the last one, it's just
yeah. And the last one was us sitting on my balcony, listening to music.
Idea.
We had a speaker out there. We just like were listening to music on our balcony, and like living large. Like it was just like, and we were way more chill. I mean, I'm assuming you know what was going on, but I mean, like way more relaxed. But it was so funny, and like just literally, I was like, now I look like I listen to them sometimes, whatever. It's like so crazy because having someone's voice to listen to, like even when they're gone, like
they say like the first thing connection. You forget is the voice.
Yeah. So it's like now, like forever, that one random day, senior year of college, that I just went out and went binge drinking for 12 hours is going to be like one of my favorite memories.
That's awesome, man.
Now you have that.
There you go.
So cheers to you.
Well, cheers to the Yack Queen herself.
Yack Queen.
I'm out, but
still cheers and yeah.
But cheers. Thanks for coming on the show. Dude, it was fun. We'll do it again. We'll get your POC on here.
Yeah, and, I wish she was here right now. She's just an idiot.
We'll figure it out. When she sees it, she's like, that looks fun.
She would do it. She's someone I think that's too nervous to like. She would sit there and be like,
it's not her fault. The amount of people I've gotten on here or that I've invited, and they're like, I just don't know if I want to do it. It's like, you know what? That's fine. Because they don't even see it. So it's like, I want to get a couple episodes in. And then when I'm like...
It'll change their perspective.
Yeah, it'll change their perspective. But
easily.
Thanks for coming on, Shan.
Always a pleasure.
What is it?
Listen to me.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Next time I'll look better.
All right.
Oh, I love that.